Their Majesties will be attended by their order of defense. Donnan as he goes forth to fight the prize and contemplate elevation to the order of defense.
Vive us! Vive us! Vive us!
Your Excellencies, nobles, peers of the realm, the scene opens. Enter a man. Okay, a Sasquatch. An escapee from Jim Henson's Muppet Lab. Actually, I really thought he was 3 rather large raccoons and a red coffin rock. One that serves, and one that sings, and one that fights. All of them very, very thirsty. Irregardless, Your Majesties, there are very, very few accolades this man has not achieved on the field. He has been baronial champion, kingdom champion, Her Majesty's champion. He has been kingdom rapier marshal, kingdom rapier warlord. Your Majesties did him the honor earlier of bidding him contemplate all day. This he has done. And having rehearsed his lines, you have rehearsed your lines, have you not? Having rehearsed his lines, enter Donnan.
Your Majesty, we present the words of a royal peer.
Majesties, I am Countess Elena d'Artois, made Comtesse by the hand of Henri d'Artois, and with your permission, I would speak to this man. Donnan was my champion. He won the QRC when I sat the throne. That relationship changed me. My trajectory in the SCA will never be the same because of that. The relationship that the royal peers have, the Legion Rose have, with the fencing community is one that I treasure. And it is in no small part because of this man. He was part of the team that helped me authorize as fencer, so that I could support the rapier community. He was one of the people who taught me to be the leader that I have become. And I don't know how to thank him. When I was authorizing for parry, you got to kind of go through a couple different parry devices, right? Well, one of the parry devices I had was a stuffed cow. And that cow, if you poke it, it would make a moo sound. Like if you squeeze it, it would make a moo sound. And my authorization went very quickly from, hey, do you know how to use this, to, ooh, let me stab the cow. Right? That's how many times he could stab that cow to make it move. He made what could have been a terrifying experience, a joyous experience. As I grew as a fencer, and was introduced to be part of the warlord staff. He was a role model. He taught me and introduced me to people. and allowed me to gain the skill to become warlord leader. He reconstructed the way we look at melee in our kingdom and made the East Kingdom adapt because of the Southern Watch. He is a community builder. The work that he does with his students at Maltagan, that he teaches at Arxpolis, the people he has taught at Silverlocani, at the MDL, he helps bring other people forward. That leadership, that inspiration, and that welcoming spirit is what we need as a community to recognize. As royal here, I am honored to speak for you. And please take this as a recommendation. He is, and long has been, my peer.
Your Majesty, we present the words of a member of the populace.
Majesties, I am Donnan from Montgomery, and Donnan is my friend. Prepared words, and I not as good off the cuff as I do. I speak as one of the populace, having known and worked beside Donnan McPhee for 30 years. I have borne witness to his personal quest to make Rapier accessible to all areas far and wide, reaching out to those who were forgotten and bringing together many for the betterment of all, whether this be as a kingdom officer or individually with hopeful students after hopeful students. He has done this while pursuing his own goal of personal excellence, a goal he has repeatedly set aside to help others achieve their ambitions. The learned students of Rapier in our fair Sylvan Kingdom, and especially in the southern 3 regions, were given the boon of the road being cleared by the constant and quiet efforts of Donnan McPhee. We are in his debt, and we know him to be a leader, one who has lifted us up and united us to work together. We give thanks to the boon and wisdom of the crown to recognize him as we have seen him, as a peer in the order of defense. Thank you.
Your Majesties, we present the words from a member of the Order of the Chivalry.
Your Majesty, you know me. If you will hear me out. I am Sir Oliver Sutton, Knight of Ethelmar, Darling of his court. I'm here today to talk to you not about leadership and grace and the things that Compass Elaine was talking about on quote. I want to talk about something very martial, very gritty. When you're pursuing martial excellence, you will need countless adversaries. Most of them will be in the list, and they'll be trying to stab you at something ridiculous. But those tangible foes are not the only adversaries that you will face. You will also face the adversary of circumstance. On a long enough timetable, decades long in some cases, all of us will face it. Whether it's an injury, whether it's financial stress, could be an injury, could be familial obligations, or scheduling conflicts, or an injury, or even an injury. We all face it. That's not the adversary that you're going to train to beat with a flick of the wrist. It doesn't matter how fast your parry is, it doesn't matter how well you repose. The only way that you will defeat that adversary is with indomitable will. Now, I've known Donnan for quite some time, and I have seen his iron resolve. I have seen it firsthand in the gym, on the field, in the local side. Every single time adversity, that adversary of circumstance raises its head, he takes it out. It's that iron will that as the count goes 7, 8, 9, you pick yourself up off the mat and you stand tall, knowing full well you're going to get punched in the mouth. So this man is an inspiration to me in that way. He's helped build a group. He's helped promote countless great career folks. He's helped inspire members of the show. This man is my leader.
Send words from a member of the Order of the Laurel.
Before I talk about art, give everyone a bit of a history lesson. There was a time in our society when fencing was done with foils and pegs. And then we started using these really dangerous things called slaughter. We used them, but they never replaced foils and pegs because you can't melee with slaughter. Melee with slaughter is destruction. Everyone was certain of it. From the board of directors on down to Kingdom Markets, everyone knew if you melee with slaughter, it was certain to do. And one day, this guy said, how did we do it? He talked to all the people he had to talk to. He argued with all the people he had to argue with. He filled out all the forms. He convinced all the important folks. And lo and behold, he got permission. And one day, at the Mark War practice, we had the very first ever slaughter melee. Marshals from around the known world came to witness this melee, or the doom and destruction, or lack thereof. And because it was just fine, we could melee with slaughter, which meant foils and hay would go away. But we could fight with swords. We don't even call them slaughter anymore, they're raiders. Every single major war in our society now has war points that are fought with raiders. All the time this guy stood up and said, I didn't need to do this. He's the only man I've ever met who single-handedly changed the face of this society. We are different now because of this. And that is not his art. That's just history. It deserves to be remembered. So is art. He's clearly had a certain amount of prowess in his art. He's a musician. He sings. I can let him believe he has a talent for making certain music. He's still better than this here. To me, as I thought about it, his art to me became obvious. Irrefutable is what this good man is supposed to do. It's the art of being you. Donnan has always been here. No matter what, no matter how hard it got, Donnan is here. Every time life knocked Donnan down, he got
Donnan, with your leave. I was made a pelican many years after our dear Master Donnan was made one. And I've known him for years and years. I couldn't understand why I couldn't think of what I wanted to say. With Poe, it was easy. He's always got an alibi. Some of the people, they have phrases. And I was able, and I realized it was because there is one word of his that's integral. You are absolutely integral to the woman I am today, as a skater. He has this wonderful talent of shadowing, where he finds things that are important to you and make you feel like you're at home. For me, it was the first few times I came to events. When I walked over, he'd say, "Gabby, what do you hear?" And I'd say, "Nothing but the rain," because he realized I was a BS junior. And that small thing made me feel like I was home. And he does that with a lot of people. Integral also to the face of the research in our community. Long swords, messers, he helped inspire, research, and bring those to the forefront. So we weren't just doing Italian stuff, which I like, but not everybody else does. That was another way of bringing more people in to our community. A community built with the Southern Watch, a community built with Melee. There's so many things that overlap because it can't be overstated. The fact that he's so integral to exactly the community and the face of Rapier as it is today. Without him, we would be completely different. And I dare say, not nearly as interesting, friendly, or fantastic. This is my home, and I'm so grateful to have it. His service can be seen in the faces of people who are here today because of him, because of the work he's done over the years, relentlessly, never giving up. This is the part where I usually say, this is why he's my peer, and then all y'all are like, oh, thank God, she's about to shut up. But you're so far above me as a peer. All I can say humbly is, thank you, Your Majesties. Thank you, the Master's of the Order of Defense. Most of all, thank you, Master Donnan, for being who you are. Thank you.
Your Majesty, to present words from a member of the Master Defense.
Your Majesties, I am Sire Zonger, 19th Master of Defense of Ethelmark. And it's my unbelievable honor to speak for this man. Donnan was the first White Scarf I ever met. 11 years ago, on the very spot that I stand here, he taught me my first lesson in fundamental swordplay that sparked a passion that burns to this very day. He was an awesome figure back then, and he's only grown more incredible over the years. His skill, legendary. His presence, insurmountable. Donnan, champion of Elena the First. Donnan, warlord of Ethelmark. Donnan, father of the Rapier army. But most importantly, his impact is unmistakable. I went to my first event because of this man. I fell in love with historical swordsmanship because of this man. I sought the White Scarf, and by extension the mod, because of this man. And I am only the peer I am today because of this man. My story is not unique. I am just one of the many who have been irrevocably changed by Donnan. I've seen it in the faces of Art Scalise, I've seen it in the faces of Silva Connie, and so many others around this table. It is one thing to be excellent, but it is a far greater thing to inspire others to excellence. That is the mark of a master. This man is so far beyond being my peer, and one day I hope to be worthy of him. Thank you, Your Majesties.
Order of Defense. Is the rose collar of Alphamark present? Is there a household caller present? There is a personal caller. Is there a cloak? Is there a hat? That has been modified. Now, he's properly revealed as a hat. And for that, we need his sword.
I, Donnan, do swear from this day forth that I am your man. Nothing mark needs my sword. As a member of the Order of Defense, I will be there. Nothing mark needs my counsel. As a member of the Order of the Color, I will be there. Here, as a subject of Ethelmark, I will be there. As long as you may reign, and as many times as you may reign, I will be there.
their majesties, Gareth and Juliana, fourth of those names, we do now proclaim and acknowledge herewith for everyone's pleasure, whoever reads what is apparent or hears it, that today and hitherto, from the authority and privilege of the Sylvan Kingdom of Alkmaar, present the honorable and man, Donnan, and who, in the use of all elegant weapons for a more civilized age, as is usually seen here, from the longest to the shortest, and from the shortest to the longest, having this day allowed him to be tested in how they are used in such earnest manner, whereupon he held up proficiently and with honor and honesty against his opponents, upon traditional playing of the prize, and those opponents now recognizing him as an honorable master of defense, to which they all unanimously affirmed with a yes. Thereupon, because his good conduct has so contributed, we now raise him to the rank of avowed master of defense. Also, to his oath he is admonished to be faithful, and that he complies faithfully and honestly to all the articles and laws as there are, at liberty to the masters of the sword, and these same never oppose or be in conflict with, much less permit another to rise up against, which he has avowed and swore with a bodily oath. May the above Master Donnan be allowed to pass and return, freely, safely, and unhindered, over land and water because of our royal decree, in order that he may fulfill the duties and responsibilities pertaining to the noble sword, having previously conspicuously served crown, kingdom, and society as warlord and champion, as kingdom rapier marshal, and as an honored member of the Order of the White Scarf, and as a peer of the Order of the Pelican. We are confident that his prowess, service, and portraitship will continue to shine like stained glass window, illuminating the path of the rapier community, done by our hand upon the occasion of the Donnan party, this 30th day of March, Anna Societatis number 8, within the Shire of King's Crossing. Next by some guy in a hat, inspired by a period of Mark's Bruder fencing Gilbert from 1682. The illumination from the graffiti. By that guy. Inspiration from the longsword section addressing the motives of Paulus man and Matthew Donnan's own performance. My son brushed again. Wrote his name is good. For Baron Donnan, Meister des Longish Schwerts, member of the Order of Defense.
Viva! Viva!